Imagine waking up every single day, not knowing if it's your last. No alarm clock, no coffee, just a sword, a crowd of 50,000 screaming Romans, and an opponent who wants you dead. That was Tuesday for a Roman gladiator. Most people think gladiators were just ancient entertainers, basically Rome's WWE fighters. Totally misunderstood. The reality was darker, more complex, and honestly, way more interesting than any movie has shown you. Because gladiators weren't just fighters, they were athletes, celebrities, slaves, and dead men walking, all at the same time. Let's rewind to ancient Rome, a civilization that, if it existed today, would have 80 million TikTok followers just from its Colosseum content. The gladiatorial games, called Munera, started around 264 BC. Originally, they were part of funeral rituals. Romans basically said, "Our general died. Let's make two slaves fight to honor him." Classic Rome. By the time the empire peaked, these games ran for 100 days straight in celebration of military victories. That's 3 months of non-stop combat entertainment. Think Netflix, but with actual blood. So, who actually became a gladiator? 3 groups. Slaves forced into it, war prisoners who had zero say in the matter, and, here's the wild part, volunteers. Yes, free men voluntarily signed up. Why? Because a successful gladiator was the ancient equivalent of an NFL superstar. Fame, money, women, sponsorships, well, not sponsorships, but free meals and housing. Rome's version of a blue checkmark. Training happened in schools called Ludi. The most famous was the Ludus Magnus, right next to the Colosseum, basically the ancient Combine. They trained for hours every day with wooden swords. You couldn't fight for real until your trainer said so. And here's what really flips the script. Gladiators ate mostly barley, legumes, and ash. Yes, ash. Archaeologists found it in their bones. The ash gave them extra calcium to survive brutal hits. They were deliberately kept a little chubby. A thick fat layer protects your organs from shallow sword cuts. Now, the fights themselves. Not every match ended in death. That's Hollywood lying to you again. Killing a gladiator was expensive, like totaling a Ferrari. So if a fighter was down but performed bravely, the crowd signaled mercy. The sponsor of the games made the final call. Fighters were organized by type. You had the Murmillo with a big shield and sword. Think a heavily armored tank. Then the Retiarius with just a net and trident. Think a fisherman who decided to get violent. They were almost always matched against each other. It was choreographed chaos. But here's the question nobody asks. What happened after you won? Did you go home? Did you retire? Did you get rich? The answer is complicated and kind of messed up. If you survived enough fights, usually around 3 to 5 years, you could be awarded the Rudis, a wooden sword. Not an actual weapon, literally a piece of wood that meant you're free. Some freed gladiators became trainers. Some re-entered voluntarily because civilian life didn't pay as well. Imagine retiring from the NFL only to go back because you missed the paycheck. Some things never change. At its peak, some gladiators were worth more than Roman senators. Their names were graffitied on walls across Rome. They were rock stars of the ancient world, just with a significantly higher chance of dying at work. The gladiatorial games ended in 404 AD, when Emperor Honorius banned them after a monk was killed trying to stop a fight in the arena. That's how it ended. Not with revolution, with one monk. A gladiator had one job: don't die today. A samurai had one job: be ready to die every day. Same warrior class, completely opposite mindset. Next episode, we break down the life of a samurai. You won't believe what their mornings looked like.